What's up, veterans, military? Hey, if you're in the VA disability claims process and you're wondering, should you poke the bear? Hell yes. Poke that bear, and this is how you do it efficiently. Let's get into it. So, first of all, we all hear the terminology, the analogy, don't poke the bear. But how do you expect to increase your current VA disability rating, as well as the compensation that you're receiving from the VA by not poking the bear? You gotta poke it. But there's an effective way to poke the bear, as well as there's an ineffective way to poke the bear. For example, if you're at 90%, you want to get to 100%. Obviously, you need to assess your current medical profile to see if you warrant any increase to an already service-connected disability, or if you're seeking a secondary service connection, possibly you can tack on a high-value VA claim. The way you do that is you show causation. How is your already service-connected disability causing the secondary disability in which you are seeking to submit? Now, let's back it up a little bit. Whenever you do submit that claim, whenever you do submit that claim, you want to make sure you have medical evidence to support maintaining you at the current disability level. I'm glad you asked. That means whenever you submit a claim, be prepared for the VA to possibly come in and reevaluate you. And if they did, if you're trying to submit an increase, okay, hopefully on that increase, it doesn't happen often, but whenever you do get back into the VA disability claims process, you're giving the VA an opportunity to reevaluate you for some of the service-connected disabilities. Okay, but if you're going to put in for that increase, maintain whatever medical evidence you're submitting, make sure it's sufficient. It's the analogy. Hey, don't poke the bear. Fuck that. Become the bear. When you become the bear in the VA disability claims process, whether you submit a direct claim, high-value VA claim, Pact Act presumptive conditions, you want to make sure that you're going in with the right ammunition. Okay, you don't want to go in being a koala. You definitely want to go in being a polar bear or possibly a grizzly bear. They pack a punch. They're ready to chase. If you're going in there, this weak-ass koala bear, you're going to get denied, or possibly you could risk a decrease. So, for example, got a lot of stories and stuff, but I got a buddy. He's at 100%. When he got his 100%, the VA did not deem him permanent total. Why is this? Come to find out, his disabilities are not considered static. They're not considered, there's not a permanency established with his service-connected VA disabilities. So in which he needs to go back to his doctor, whether it be at a VA medical facility or private care provider, and establish permanency on those disabilities. It's a lot easier, well, it should be in theory, a lot easier when you're up there in age. However, if you're a young buck, 24, 34, 44, 54, not Bill Cosby age, I'm talking about, but you want to make sure that you talk with your primary care provider and let them know, hey, I've been service connected for this disability for X amount of years. It hasn't gotten better. How do we establish permanency on this disability? And if you're going through VA medical, it should be an easy thing. Evaluate you, blah, blah, vet X. Yeah, I've been seeing you for the last, 3 years, 2 years, 2 months, doesn't matter. So if you've maintained a disability for, I would say, 7 to 10 years, 10 years to be on the safe side, request permanency on that VA disability. And if y'all want any more details on how to get the PNT status once you have achieved 100% VA benefits, hey, I'll leave leave something up top over here. But yeah, going into it. Because the difference between 100% and permanent total, there's a lot of benefits. No, it's not a monetary value that comes with it, but maybe it does. At least discounts, vehicle exemptions. You can only get it in some states with the permanent total status. And if you have, a new car, old vehicle, you just don't want to take care of the registration on that car. Hey, if you're 100% permanent and total VA disability benefits, you can choose at least one. I know, some states it might be more, Great Land of Texas for some veterans. At least one vehicle registration will be completely exempt, free for life, or as long as you maintain permanent total status. As well as some states provide total, if not a discounted amount of property tax. As well as it opens up the door for dependent education program, Chapter 35 for all of your dependents, as well as CHAMP VA for medical and dental services for yourself, as well as for your dependents, just with the permanent total status, along with a whole caveat of other things. But that's the difference. So you definitely got to poke the bear, because yeah, you could have had 90% for 10 to 15 years. Okay, cool. Then you put in for an increase. You finally got the 100, but now you're not considered permanent and total. So you're definitely going to have to poke the bear, baby. You got to get in it. Come on. And definitely poking the bear. I mean, there's a lot of veterans poking the bear right now with insufficient medical evidence, especially dealing with all of the Pact Act presumptive condition claims. You submit your claim. Okay. A lot of veterans don't know they still need a diagnosis. Bare minimum qualifications for the Pact Act presumptive conditions is they're going to verify your deployment or your toxic exposure history. You don't need to be deployed, but maybe you were stationed near a toxic exposure. Burn pits, Agent Orange, motherfucking Yogi the Bear. Who fucking knows? Loch Ness Monster. And that motherfucker was just taking dumps near the base, and y'all was inhaling it all. Now it's causing respiratory issues, IBS up the wazoo, up your back and stuff. But hey, you definitely want to take care of that. In-service verification of whatever duty location you were at, whether it's forward or deployed, or if you were actually deployed, they're going to verify your toxic exposures. After that, you still need a current day diagnosis. So you deployed to OIF 2002, 2003, whatever the case may be. You got out in 2010. Maybe in 2015, 2016, you actually got a diagnosis for allergic rhinitis or chronic sinusitis, whatever the case may be. But you never put in a claim up until Pact Act 2022 came out last August, and you're like, oh, I have that. I've been having respiratory issues with these since my time in Iraq. I'm definitely going to put in that claim. Before you put in that claim, poking the bear, you might be at 90%. Okay, assess yourself. Have you been in to the doctor since 2015? Yes. Okay, I have enough medical evidence to maintain myself at 90%. No. Okay, let me step back, build medical evidence to maintain all of my disabilities before I submit this claim for any Pact Act presumptive condition. You do that by stapling your effective date, your intent to file. You have a whole year to submit a claim. Hit submit. I'm talking about before, so you don't want to go in there, start your intent to file, maybe a week or two later. I mean, if you're ready, if your medical profile is ready and you're ready to turn into that bear and slap the VA's bear down, okay, cool. But if not, take a step back, get into medical, obtain medical evidence that can maintain you at your current VA disability rating prior to getting back into the VA disability claims process. Because if you go in there half-cocked, not ready, you go get knocked down, and you go be, motherfucking, no, Debo didn't tell you to put in that claim. Debo told you, build that medical evidence and have it sufficient prior to submitting that claim. But hey, it's all advice. Y'all can do what y'all want. But, until motherfucking next time. This motherfucking Debo out. Salute. Hey, y'all stay Gucci with it.